genuinely, what do I want to want? Like, I have the opportunity, laws of thermodynamics and like a little bit of economics restricting, I can want anything. This is what we're talking about here. We're talking about digging away at all of the layers of ego and predisposition and expectation that you've built up and getting yourself to something that's firmer, getting yourself to something which is what you want to want.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of validity in that, because basically like what you're saying is like a person wants certain things, and then maybe he realizes to some degree like these just kind of, this maybe isn't my best interest, like silly, like little hypothesis lurking in the back of the mind. Okay, so if I'm an autonomous being, I could more or less curate or decide what I want to want. So if that's a possibility, let's just look broadly speaking, what are some of the things that would maybe be in more of a best interest for me to want, and then you decide those things, and you fixate in that pattern. I mean, fixate in that direction. And even if you could argue that that's still prescription-esque to some degree, but then you could also say that doing that is better than just continuing wanting those like suboptimal things. So if that's what gets you moving in that direction, then it's
absolutely, yeah. And direction is more important than speed, right? Like you can be going as fast as possible in the wrong direction, and it actually takes you further away from the destination. And this is something that a lot of people, I call it the manopause, which is mid-20s toward late 20s. A lot of guys, it seems like you had yours earlier, realize that a lot of the values that they hold, a lot of the things that previously they took a sense of self-worth from, that the world told them that they should value, they don't make them feel fulfilled anymore. And they go, oh, fuck. Like, I got toward the top of this mountain, and I realized that it was the wrong mountain that I climbed, and actually I was supposed to be on that one over there. And it's difficult, because in order to get to that one, you need to go back down this one that you've already climbed. You need to dispense with the stuff that you've got rid of.
This is why I think introversion is such a cheat code, because like I feel like
you're less at the mercy of other people's desires.
Because even like for me, I noticed that if the more frequently and the more for a sustained period of time I'm involved in certain just patterns of behavior, oftentimes socially or just what I do in general, you just become locked in those patterns, and it becomes more difficult. You have more of like a narrow perspective. So, the brain's malleable, it just gets programmed in that way, and you're just kind of operating that way. So for me, a lot of like the best insights that I've gotten are like times when I like completely just like fully detached and just entered this weird like meditative just like flow state of just being just alone. And
monk mode.
Yeah. So it's just, I feel like, yeah, I mean, almost a prescriptive thing that you could say is to just stop